Bruce has been here.
Pile of stuff
Yeah, I
here.
know,
The
it's-
ghosts got it. What'd the ghost get?
But she's having issues with her little thingy.
Well,
So you read it all the way through? Quicker than I am then.
I don't know if I can hear. I just got this message from
Mitch.
No, I don't know what kind of straight off. Sometimes it's no good coming out, the person removed.
and I told her what I did. And then I sent her that
Good. Okay. Being 5 o'clock, we'll bring this Hermosa Town Board budget and regular meeting Tuesday, August 2nd, 2022 to order. Roll call, Hendrickson.
Here.
Holzer is here. Kramer.
Yep.
Sumock.
Here.
Thomason will be absent tonight. Appreciate the attendees in the audience tonight. Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, with that being said, we're gonna go right into the discussion of the budget. That's the only portion of the agenda we'll approve at this point. We were looking, what did you guys getting here, at expenses and revenue. We figured that, well, Gail, do you want to run through it?
So what happened was that you all understand that we balanced the final line items on the worksheet expenses and the revenues. But what we didn't do was we didn't balance each fund. So Dan and I were in here a little bit earlier today, and we've did a little bit of revamping on the budget, and so we might just start with expenses, and that would be the top sheets that you guys have there. And I know this seems really odd, but we took repairs and maintenance under Board of Trustees, and that would be about the 6th or 7th line item down in the Board of Trustees. Odd number, but to balance it, it came out to $2730.38, $2,730.38. And then that line, that Board of Trustees is 32,220.38.
Say that again?
32,220.38. We left elections alone. Finance officer, we left alone. Okay, well, I better go through that. So you have 1,215 under elections. Finance officer is, office is 131,465.
Yep.
And then what we did was, we brought the attorney down to $10,000.
Down 10,000 or to 10,000?
To 10,000.
30
Wow. That's a lot.
Keep going. Custodian, we left that at $1,936. An engineer, we brought it down to 20,000 from 70 to 20. What we needed to do was we really needed $80,019.26 or 38 cents to balance onto the revenue. So that's the 80,000 80,019 is the down 50,000 in the engineer, down 30,000 in the attorney, and down $19.62 in that top repairs and maintenance.
80,000, what did you say?
80,019.62.
Okay.
And so then that brings the general fund expenses to $546. Excuse me, let me.
466,
It's cold in here.
735.
466,735.
466,
735.
735 for general.
446?
466,735.
00.
Yep.
Okay.
Then we left the transferring out, the 5,100 and 6,100 out. We left that as 00. Then to balance the bed, board, and booze, what I did was I just used the amount of the revenue and the expenses, and you'll see that in the revenue. We took it down to 8307 in bed, board, and booze.
That's what mine has on it.
And that's what we had in it, but what I had done was I had 10,000 in revenue.
Oh, I see.
So you'll see that on the revenue, but it's 8307. And then FEMA, I changed that to, and it's probably 1,500 what you had, but I put it in 1,500 in the revenue to balance that out. So in the appropriations ordinance, it all balances out. We don't really spend that money or anything like that, but so then what debt service, and you'll see more over in the revenue. What I did was I rounded it down to a 00 of 16,810. And I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
So then in water, we had an excess of water estimated funds in the water revenue. And so what I did was I transferred, and that would be like line item, the very last line item before water total, it would be transfers out. Transfers, you don't have it on here yet, Terry. I didn't give you the ones that we did. So it's
nice.
well, because we had just done it, so it's transfers out right there, and it would be $33,826.
33,826. 00.
Yes. Transferred to sewer. So then in sewer expenses,
So that brings your water number,
to
Down.
659,750.
so then that brings your general fund,
And then, no,
sewer total,
but that's water total, 659,750.
correct?
And then sewer is 128,220. We didn't change any expenses in that. So for a grand total of $1,281,322.
And then the general fund at the 466,735.
Bed, board, and booze 8307. FEMA's at 1,500. Debt service is 16,810. Water is 659,750. Keep in mind that there's monies in there that we can't.
Right.
That is not our operating revenue. And then the sewer is 128,220.
For an end balance of what?
1,281,322. So then your revenue, the revenue. Oh, wait a minute, that's seems. The revenue for total general fund is 466,735. Do you guys have any questions about that?
You didn't change any of that.
No.
It was the carryover, correct?
Yep, okay.
The 1,500 for FEMA,
Which it was at 0, so you added 50.
so I added the 1,500 in there. Estimated for Red Board and Booze, I just balanced it out at 8307. We had 10 in there, but I just estimated it to balance it out with the
Yep.
with the expenses. And so then, what I've done with debt service, and you do have that on here. Okay, so what I did with debt service, you can see that we're going to have a lot more revenue in debt service than what we have for expenses, because the expenses is just at $16,810. So what I've done is I just made it a negative, and this shows the unassigned fund balance, and I got that from the Legislative Research Council, how to get that into the budget. So even though we're estimating about a little under $83,000 in revenue, it's 65,000 of that is going to be over and above of what we need to spend. So he said to just show it as an unassigned fund balance. It's a negative in there, and so it comes out to 16,810 for the total means of the finance.
So that is part of the reason why we're 80,000 then short in the other, because can't use this money that we were counting on.
Right.
I see.
And that's how it balanced out, because we had almost, that, well, give or take,
Right.
there was a few other things here and there.
Yep.
That's why it balanced out at the bottom line, and we can't use that
But we
in
can't
water.
use it.
Mm-mm.
We
No.
can't use it ever in water?
No.
Or okay.
But
Well,
the
I have
ordinance-
to find out what we can really do but that's for the TIF.
Correct.
So,
And then the ordinance that you presented to you too also says for your in and out, as long as all your responsibilities of your loans, debts, and anything are covered with your 10%, you can transfer in and out is what she is why she called in for the legislative portion of it. So that
Yeah.
we were clear for the auditor.
and I'm not positive we can do that with TIF funds,
But we're still okay.
but we're still okay, right?
But we still have that balance covered. That's
Right.
the only thing we had to make sure of. So,
So then the water revenue is 659,750.
less the 500 for the WOT.
It looks like we have a lot of water revenue, but
But we don't because of the WRs. Yeah, makes sense, yes.
Another in out.
Okay.
So that brings the final page.
and then the sewer, we transferred the monies in from the water to can I see your sewer?
Yeah, sewer's right
It's right
there.
there, okay.
Because you had your 21,330.
Yeah, which made the final number 128,220.
And that's what the transfer in was, is 21,330.
128, 330.
220.
220.
Sorry. And what was the transfer in?
21,330.
Transfer to 330. Okay. Okay.
But that doesn't make sense, because when I transferred out of water into sewer to make it come out was actually 33,826. So I don't. I think what I need to do is I need to do, just like I did with the debt service, just have a little bit of a fund, unassigned fund balance in there. Because I only if you look at water, our water expenses, what we just did was we transferred to sewer 33,826. But then if you look at the revenue, I'm transferring in only 21,330 to have it balance.
So where'd the other go?
We'll carry that. But when you plugged them, when you transfer with what your sewer to the 128,220, and then you brought it down, 466 to 83 to 15 to 16, brought us in where our final, the 281, 322, balanced us out on both sides.
You did.
So that's why that carryover
I think I have to see it in my ordinance to see, to get it in there. Okay. So, so that's, I don't understand that.
just where we had our carryover when we were there, to come down to where, like we say, we had 1,281,322,
Yep,
and then 1,000,000 for revenue, 281,322.
yep, that's right, it does, it,
It balances with
Mhm.
them numbers. So we went back through that 3 times. So them were the numbers to make it work, and for the legislative side of it.
so if you take out the 500,000, we're at 781, which is kind of about our normal budget. Well, budgeted 912 last year. That's a lot of difference. But we just took, let's see, what do we have? We had 505,000 budgeted for 2022 in expenses and only 466 in 2023 in general fund. Oh, and there's a difference, I guess, if you look at the debt service, that, and where I'm looking at the
Bottom line?
mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm looking at the bottom line. So, like in 2021, we budgeted 517,000, and in 2022 we budgeted 505,000, and we're down to 466. That seems like quite a decrease.
Well, 45, 50.
Yeah.
You know, and when we get the permit sales back, that's a big difference too.
Mm-hmm.
Building permits, infrastructure, tap fees, on the revenues there. But we don't know end of year either yet where we're gonna be. That's
Right,
the other part. You know, for where we're gonna be on our sales tax to where we're gonna be, you know, Dollar General is gonna be a big kicker and so there's differences that we're unaware of.
mm-hmm,
And then we can adjust where we need to in the areas we pulled the hardest from,
right,
once we see what that final balance is, which you never know.
right, yeah.
But the
So,
main thing is to be with the legislative side of it balanced out.
right, mm-hmm,
Well, I agree, we need to be balanced out there, but we also need to be balanced out for real.
Which,
And
I really think that we have shot ourselves in the foot as far as engineering and attorney by decreasing those by that much money. I think we need to take,
but it's contracted. Everything that we've done with the engineer has all been under contract as far as within the projects we do, paid with the projects we do. And we went over that.
well, we may have, but I still think it's wrong.
And what we,
And I still think the attorney is wrong because we have lawsuits pending. And $10,000 isn't gonna pay it.
no, it won't,
I think the attorney needs to be readjusted to at least 25. And that's at a minimum.
well, we ended last year with just under 24,000,
Yeah,
And that's with no lawsuits.
correct,
So we need to pull 15 from somewhere.
but we're also under insurance with them. That's
Well-
the other side of it we looked at.
Yeah, I understand that. But there's a huge amount of money going to streets, and we're not pulling anything from there, and we've got issues going on with these other two deals, and
And we went over that before.
I know you don't wanna pull anything from streets, you never do.
We're gonna compensate this year
Oh,
by
okay.
not doing what we were going to do with the chip seal and leave it into next year.
you bet.
so how much in the lawsuits, how much is it 100% covered by our insurance? The cost of the attorney and the research and all that?
Well,
well, it's up to
no,
a certain amount,
we paid Hague out of pocket.
and then, yeah, and then Hague is different,
That was
And
8,000
that's,
out of pocket.
we've already had $8,000 on that. It wasn't authorized. But, we might.
So I don't know how much more Mr. Hague is gonna run.
we just paid him $8,300, but that's,
And that's in 1 month.
Well, no, that's more than 1 month.
Well, that's true.
That was several months accumulated.
But still, $10,000 is not gonna cover.
plus we
Even
paid him
close.
$5,700 in February.
So when are we paid up to with him? What, the last final bill was for what date? Curiosity.
June, I think it was.
So we still have July.
And
No,
we
it's
were
all
kind of
present.
talking about, what are we gonna do without Mitch? We were,
How long's he gonna be out?
1
At
month.
least 6 weeks. You won't
We
even be
might-
able to drive for a month to 6 weeks.
but that's 2022's budget, so it's kind of,
Yeah.
you're kind of muddy in there. I just don't know where else you pull it from if you want to bring that up to like the attorney and or the engineer.
I think the attorney at a very minimum has to be at 25.
Well, we said if we don't know where end of our sales tax is gonna be, we can reapply it back into the account.
So we could reapply it back to the streets then too.
What's that?
What?
There's just no place else to pull it out of.
They're
Unless
just,
you guys, unless we discuss doing away with P and Z, which is only $4,700.
Well, that'd be $4,700 towards it.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, Bob. Just want to stop in and say hi to everybody.
hi,
It's nice
Good
to
to
see
sit
see
you.
ya.
down.
Finally got a night off from umpiring, but I got other things I got to catch up on. So.
Darn it.
Of course.
Oh, Barb flew out this morning to Oklahoma and then to North Carolina, so
Nice.
I'm going to be batching it for a while. So I might have some free time.
We'll call you. We'll use up that free time.
Oh, yeah. I just wanted to stop in and say hi.
Hello.
Good to
Thanks,
see you,
Bob.
Bob.
I do.
How's the fishing?
I haven't been. I've been working on a shade canopy for my boat. It's been too hot without it. So.
Yeah. I just don't see where else you can go.
Well, I personally think we should even it out. I'm sorry, Dan, but I think it should be evened out. Whatever. Add something to attorney, add something more to engineer, because I don't like those numbers either. And take a little out of your streets, and if we get the tax revenue, we get the tax revenue, and we put it back into your streets. I mean, I just think it needs to be a little more evenly distributed or undistributed, however you want to call it. That's my opinion on the matter. I don't like. I mean, we all want the streets fixed. We all know that that is the one big thing that the citizens really think that, that's where they really complain a lot. But we cannot, I can't imagine, I would love to imagine, but I can't imagine only needing $10,000 for an attorney. And I also can't imagine only needing 20,000 for an engineer. I think that's unrealistic. And so if we're gonna be unrealistic on everything, we need to be unrealistic on your roads too. I'm sorry, that's how I feel about it. So my
So we just
proposal,
take 65,000 out of the streets and leave the
No.
engineer where it's at
No.
and
No.
put
we
15,000.
need, quit being a pissant.
I'm not.
Yes, you are too.
I'm just saying, you want
I
to
know,
put
no, I want it to
25,000.
be even. I want to take out of some, take out of all, and have some in all. So I would say I'm sorry, I
You
didn't,
should be,
I know,
because
I
all was
should,
doing was
I
bringing it
know.
back To engineer where we were when we look at 64 in 2022. So that's all I was looking at, with bringing it back to that 50, bringing it back where Vicky wanted with the 25. And we just do the reality of the 65,000 there, comes back, and take that out of the roads. And that brings us up to where our attorney is fully covered again. That brings us up where our engineer is fully covered. That's what I was explaining.
Well, I know that, but I don't, why should they be fully covered and the streets aren't fully covered? So I'm saying,
I would
take
just do
from
like
here,
what she
take from
said.
there, and
Put 15 into the attorney and,
Bring it to 25.
yeah, that's good enough for
That's
me.
what I said, Jim.
okay,
that's
and
it.
then what about the engineer?
I said, leave that at 50. Go to the full max, leave it where it was.
It
Was
was
it
70.
70.
Correct.
It
And that'll
wasn't-
bring it back, 'cause we were only leaving it at 20. So we put
Take it to
50 back
50.
in, it
Take
brings
it
it
to
back to
50.
70.
I'm saying take it to 50.
50, not 70.
So we'll just put 35 back in there. 30.
30,
30 into engineer
yeah.
Yeah.
to make
So
it
making
50?
it 50.
So that's 45,000 that
What-
you take out of streets.
Correct.
Yeah,
Is it 45 out of streets, so that still leaves some. To me, that's the fairest way to do that. I'm not saying it's a great way, I'm not saying it's.
No, but
I'm
we gotta
just
do
saying
something.
we have to do something, exactly.
We added 30 into engineer,
yeah, so now she's
Right.
50.
and then we added what into attorney?
15, so it's
15.
25.
So it's 25?
Yes,
Mhm.
ma'am.
So that was 40, so we take 45 out of streets,
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Right.
45 out of repairs and maintenance, right?
33, 327?
33, 527?
527, yeah. 527.50.
Mm-hmm.
33, 527.50.
For a streets line item or balance or whatever, $77,213.62.
How much
77
was
what?
that?
77,213.62.
Okay.
So you'd still have down at the very end, and on your general fund is 466,735.
Correct.
Okay.
62? Or 00?
For your,
00.
00.
466,735, 00.
Okay. Do you need a motion for this? Or is this just still
Well,
a
this isn't the
worksheet?
ordinance.
This is still just the
Not till
worksheet?
the end,
I'll-
all this is just
I'll bring
design
it.
it.
Ordinance into the next board meeting night, which
Is
really
everybody
pretty good.
okay
We
with
have
it
a
I'm
then?
good.
time yet.
I feel much better.
No,
I know you're not, I'm sorry. I apologize for calling you names.
I was just looking at what we
Slap
did
me. Go ahead.
for the earlier side of it. Because we, like I say, right now where everything's at with the attorney, it's all contracted under the insurance and engineer likewise. You know, what we look at, what we saved from before.
Well, I hope we can save that money, and I hope that the total bill at the end of next year for an attorney is $10,000, and I hope that I can give you not only $50,000, but I'd like to be able to give you $100,000 to do streets with.
Well, we just gotta look for more grants,
That's what I hope.
is where our project is.
Yep.
I don't know, sometimes those grants aren't everything that are cracked up to be when you have to match so much money with it and when you don't
Well,
have it.
If you were in 20% though, when we had it in repair and maintenance, and we did an 80-20,
Yeah,
and
well,
there's some of that out there, you know, that would be a good circumstance where going to the chip seal more and more and more. But we just gotta find them avenues. I mean, we can put it together.
Okay.
Anything more you need to cover on that?
no,
Well, then we can adjourn until our 6 o'clock and cover all of that and have it good to go.
Make
So
a motion to adjourn at what time? I can't see it.
take a break, yeah,
5:33.
Not quite enough
Breaking
time.
or adjourning?
breaking
Okay.
until the meeting and then we'll just reconvene because we've already started it and then we'll take off from consent calendar, so. Motion at 5:33 to take a break, second
second.
by Schumacher. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same
So are you
sign.
breaking until 6?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Of course, I guess you really didn't have it listed. No, yeah,
No,
Not
I
really.
it really isn't listed that way.
I
No,
didn't
we can-
say following, I just said at 5,
Yeah,
budget and regular meeting at
at
5.
5. We could continue on.
yeah.
Fine with me.
Let's continue on.
Let's
So-
rescind that motion.
Okay, we have a rescension from Hendrickson, second Schumach.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Excellent. Item number 2 then is our call for changes. Review of current agenda items. If there's nothing, I need a motion to accept as written.
As presented.
Hendrickson makes that motion. Do I have a second?
A second.
Second by Schumach. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item 3 is the consent calendar. Approval of July 19th regular meeting minutes, July 20th and 21st. Budget meeting minutes of July 22nd.
So moved.
Schumach makes that motion. Do I have a second? Second, Hendrickson. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item 4 is our conflict of interest declaration. Anybody have any declaration conflicts on this agenda?
I think so.
Okay, move ahead. Claims presented tonight.
Do you have anything extra, Gail?
No,
Motion to approve.
Motion by Hendrickson to approve,
I'll second that.
second by Kramer.
with discussion?
Yes,
Mhm.
Did you see the operating agreement in there with the pops?
yep.
Okay.
I have to abstain on that one then.
That's what I wondered, if you seen that.
I have to abstain.
Okay, that's fine. No more discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried.
You need?
One abstain, one nay, okay.
Yep. All right, number 6, law enforcement abatement complaints. Committee report, of course, we have nobody here tonight. Homeland Security grant, we can remove that, that's all been satisfied.
Okay?
It'll be a couple of removals, so we'll do it at the end of it.
Can
Yeah,
I
because
just report on that?
Pardon?
Can I report on that?
Mhm.
The Homeland Security Award, we've paid for the radios, and I've turned it in for reimbursement, and we should be getting that in the next week or two. And that's a little over $14,000 is what we're going to be receiving on that grant.
Good, good. Do you want me to leave it on then for another report? Or
No,
is
I
it
don't think
okay
so.
now?
I think it'll be okay.
So everything
I'll
that's
just.
coming back now, we're okay.
Mhm.
Okay, good. You have the Custer County log. Everybody's seen that, reviewed it. Item D is gonna be removed. Abatements. I see that you had your chart in here, and I believe you guys did a re-review.
Went through today, yesterday reviewed, today, went out and hung hangers and looked at other things. We do have several questions for you, Jan. Because I'm still not totally clear on some of these places, who owns it, if it's the responsibility of the people, the next homeowner or whatever. And I was kind of wondering, you can see on the end here, and nothing is, the addresses are not on this sheet on purpose. So I was kinda wondering if you and I could go over that after the meeting,
Yeah.
or we'll drive around and show you, or whatever, and then I can write down whether it's needs a letter, or if it needs
Just a hanger.
a hanger, or if it's something that the city actually is responsible for. There's things I just don't know.
Yep,
And so I was hoping that we could take the time to do that after the meeting.
yep, that would be excellent.
So the ones that you have questions on, you didn't go do door hangers or letters on, is that what you did then?
Down
The
here on
ones-
the bottom with questions,
That's,
no,
you just,
that's-
you just
nothing
left
is
them off,
done.
there's questions, yeah?
nothing is done,
Okay.
correct. Yeah, that is right. We did some door hangers today and
What about that one? It
signed
says
some letters.
Research.
When she's saying research, that means, and I don't know where this address is, but what I can tell you is that we don't know who owns the property,
Oh,
so
okay.
she is looking on Beacon. She's looked on Beacon and then called those people and they said, oh, we don't own it anymore. And so anyway, there are some things that just aren't easy, you know? And so she's doing the research, or we are doing the research to figure out exactly what the issue is, or who owns it, or what. Any other questions? I know it's upsetting people. I have to tell you, it was very, very nice today when we were out hanging door hangers. And one particular home, the person was on the front porch and we said, sorry about this, and this is your issue. And the person said, oh yeah, I hadn't gotten to that yet. I realize that's my responsibility and I will get to it. And so it was, thank you very much, you know. And so we had to go back to that same area a little later after doing others, because we had to research one that we had kind of marked as a question mark. And so we went back there and the person was out mowing and taking care of the area that was the problem. And so we actually stopped and said, thank you very much for doing that. And the person said, well, I hope I wasn't the only person to get a letter or a hanger, because look. And we said, no, there were many. You're not the only one. And we said, we are maybe being a little more aggressive this week, or technical this week, because we are really wanting the town to look nice for the Custer County Fair and the parade. And oh yeah, oh good idea. Well, I hope everybody gets it done. Yeah, well, thank you. So do we, you know. And it was just nice to not be screamed at. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I understand it's annoying. I myself got a letter 22 years ago, and that's what got me on the board in the first place. If you remember that situation.
I didn't give it to you, did I?
I think you were on the board, but I don't know that as a fact, but I think you were on the board.
Yeah,
I think it was all Dan's fault.
No, actually it wasn't. I can tell you exactly whose fault it was. Well, it was the whole board's fault because they okayed it, but I know exactly who came by my house because I seen them out my window. They actually had a walking stick and were walking around the town.
Oh, well, we know who that is.
They had a tape marker at the 8 inches, and it was one of those really dry years, and the grass was not growing, but I had a piece of alfalfa that was growing up taller than the 8 inches, and right in the middle of that alfalfa it went, and it went over the 8 inches, and I got my first complaint. And when of course you come up and complain, and you complain, and then they say, hey, we're short a person on P&Z, you want to get involved? Well, sure. So here I am. At any rate, yes, we've done abatements, and hopefully everybody will be calm, cool, and collected, and realize that a lot of it this time, there's a lot of thistle out there,
yeah.
and the seeds on these thistles they've flowered and they're turning to seeds, and so they're blowing into everybody else's yards, and that's not fair to those that like a totally green, totally pretty yard either, you know. So And most of those thistles are a state noxious weed.
Yeah, they are.
And so that's beyond even our control of problems, so, anyway, sorry. We can move on.
Oh, wait.
Yep,
I had a principal that measured my skirt, so it was like not 8 inches above my knee.
Sorry.
Really?
Yeah, I'd take a ruler and
What
measure
do
our
you do?
skirt because we couldn't have our skirts too short. Okay, sorry, I just had to say that.
That's funny.
Ah, yeah.
Were you a good girl?
Yeah.
Oh my. Okay, sorry.
motion to remove B, D, and F.
I will make that motion.
Kramer makes a motion, second.
Second.
Second by Schumacher, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
B.
7 is legal, yes ma'am,
B, D, and F?
yep. Yeah, because we were gonna depend on law enforcement vehicles right now.
I thought we were talking about that you wanted to have Craig Nelson give us a price on what that older one.
That's what Brett was gonna get, and then we'll bring it back on what we're gonna look at.
Okay,
I
so,
guess we could leave, to me, it's a whole separate deal once he comes back for the sale item
okay,
on that particular one,
So
so.
we can mark it
Once
as.
he finds it, then we'll come back on and then determine from there.
okay.
It's fine.
So motion to remove B, D, and F.
Because I think Brett and you were gonna look into that.
Yep, I've called Craig. Yes, I've called Craig.
Okay. Legal, we'll have an executive session, so we'll hope the best for Mitch. We'll keep pending on that and see where we go from there. The only thing that I wanted to ask the board, in midst of him being out, if we need Mr. Haig, I'd like a motion that we were able to call Mr. Haig and have him represent us as we have. We've made him co-counsel on the other items, and I don't remember, that was back earlier in the spring when we involved him on that. So whether we carry over from that and carry into that portion of it. So
Mitch doesn't have anybody in his office that, well, okay.
Just
it's a
him.
one-man
It's just
show.
him, okay, well, I didn't know. Okay.
Anyway, that's what he said, it's just him, I've never been there.
Do you have a question, sir?
Yes, isn't Ken Haig Preston's lawyer?
Yeah, what
If he's-
about,
I believe-
If it is, then there'll be a conflict of interest to have him sit on the board as a city lawyer. He'd have to give up one or two, he'd have to give up one of the other positions.
yeah, I guess it depends on the capacity. If he's in discussion of that item, then he would, but not when he's in other discussion of all the other board items. So that's the only thing that he'd excuse himself from, is anything with that development, as he has in the past. So if the board's okay with that, I would like to have that option, so if we need to call on him, we have that ability for any of our other items in discussion.
I think we have to have somebody. So, and nobody else is at all familiar with our
No,
town or with anything that's going on. He is familiar with it, so I guess as long as it has nothing to do with,
Do you want me to call Keystone and see what they're doing? Before we?
well, we have the option of Kent. Like I say, he's been co-counsel on the other stuff that we're doing, and
I know, but Danny's $350 an hour.
well, we're not gonna use him every meeting. It's only on an as-needed situation. As soon as Mitch is back up, we're gonna use Mitch. And I don't know that we, with the other Richardson law firm, we're in contact there. Yes, ma'am.
May I ask, does Mitch, is seriously ill or,
Had a quadruple bypass Sunday.
oh my goodness,
but he didn't have a heart attack. They found it in a stress test.
good.
Yeah,
So-
thank God.
He will be
Be at
On the
least 8
mend.
weeks. Yeah,
a couple of months, okay? Just,
Yeah.
thank you,
no, forgot to mention.
that's okay.
Where's the card? There's a card there.
So the only reason that he would be is if we had a legal question that we needed to make a call. That's as far as I'll say that we need Mr. Haig's involvement.
I don't know who else we'd use, so, I mean, I just think it's better to have somebody familiar with the town, isn't it? Terry, what do you think?
With circumstances.
Well, yeah, as long as it has nothing to do
Well, yeah,
with
as long as it has nothing.
Preston's,
Right, exactly.
Right.
then I'm okay with that. If it's just basically phone calls.
You're all right too, Vicki?
As long as it's just advice and he stays out of other stuff, as we
Right.
said.
Okay.
So
All right,
that's-
I'll make that motion then.
Okay. Well, basically, we've used him as contract before,
So
so
we really
all I
don't
want,
need to
we don't
make a
even need a
motion.
motion. We just want to have that ability, if we got to call him, I want everybody okay with it.
Because he's
So,
already on his council.
Okay,
right.
all right.
So that's what we'll do, Gail, if we have to, and that's something that'll be conferred with the board before. Everybody will be in touch, so that way we're aware of it.
Do you want me to call and ask him if he'd be willing to do that before we?
Well, yeah, you
Make him aware of it, because you can try to text Mitch too, and let Mitch know that, I'm sure his
Yeah.
wife will be taking it, that in the midst of it, that we will, use Mr. Haig if needed to be in, until he's in a position where he feels comfortable. And as
Okay.
soon as he does, let us know.
Good guy, yeah.
Okay,
So, we just keep in contact with him and give him all the breathing room we can,
okay.
Just think how lucky he is.
yeah.
Ah.
Very lucky. He could have had something happen.
Right here he could. Oh, all right.
Goodness sakes, Gail.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll move to item 8. The water rehab project, of course, is pending until October, November. Hermosa sidewalk project is still pending, we haven't had any info on that. Sewer project lagoon expansion, I talked to Aces today about some of these items. As far as us moving forward with the lagoon, we could do that portion of it and sign and get that going, and as soon as we've signed the contract, then we can move forward with at least the plans on the lagoon side of it. We know we need to do it, we're gonna have to do it. If we don't end up doing anything on Gumbo Lily or in Fairgrounds or any of the others,
Still need it.
then we turn the money back, if the annexation don't go through or whatever. But we'll take that as that step goes, so I'd like a motion to allow us to sign that and start that portion of the activity going forward.
I will second that.
You have I made the motion, we have a second by
Second.
Kramer. Further discussion? Yes, sir.
I think pending upon what happened on the water and sewer extension line going north, where it was not reported to the state, that she violated the state laws, how can you board go forward and allow her to still be the engineer for the city?
Thank you. So with that motion and second, then that will allow us to move forward with the DA&R project and continue with that portion of it. So all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
No.
Motion carried. The next item is the water sewer facilities, plans, resolutions. That is pending, of course. Item E is the town Hermosa Water Sewer Extension Project is pending. Hermosa Hills Drainage, ACES will inspect that, the culverts have been put in. The Whitney Street Drainage, we're waiting on Mike to come back and further do testing, so that's pending. The Fifth Street repair discussion, we can remove that off the agenda at present, so we sent a certificate of occupancy out to them with the
Oh, did you?
condition on it last Tuesday. So,
I have,
That didn't, do you want me to talk about that?
didn't set well.
Not really. Mm-mm. He just, do you want me to tell you what he said?
Sure.
So Noggle said that he shared this document with his board. He doesn't agree with the provision attached to the CO, which as a reminder, the rest of the board, we gave them a gentle request to request consideration of Fifth Street Road maintenance assistance should the road prematurely deteriorate within 1 year of signed document. So he said, I've shared this document with my board. I personally do not agree with the provision attached to the CO. I understand the document only says to consider assistance with road repair, but we have no way to ensure that the road will be maintained or repaired. We also have photos of the state the Fifth Street before the project was started, and I believe Dean Kurtz has left the road in far better shape than they found it. My board will make a final decision on acceptance.
And I'm sorry, I have hard motion on that one, but
If his board hasn't met, then we don't wanna remove that yet, I would
Correct.
say.
correct.
And I
Until
have
it
a,
comes back.
yeah, I have a question. I would have been on that road a couple times since the last meeting. And closest to the west, we
To
got
the
some,
sidewalk.
yeah, to the sidewalk, we got some pretty deep ruts again. Would that help to, like, roll that real,
I just gotta go with the track steer and try to run it back down again, and
How did they come up?
garbage truck. Everybody sets their stuff right on that walk. So when they come through it on a hot day, they're just rolling it. And that's why with that street, it upsets me with the comment of Dean Kurtz assured that it was put back in better shape than what it was.
yeah, no, wasn't Dean Kurtz, so.
No,
Okay,
evening.
Hello. We started? I was told 6.
Oh, we started early.
we
and
started
had a
at
budget
5
here.
tonight, but you're fine.
You're fine.
Sorry.
No, you're
You're
fine.
So I don't see, there will be no satisfaction. It's our
No,
baby.
we know
They're
that,
gonna
yeah.
leave it that way, and we are what we are.
So then did you want to remove that or before?
I'd like to
if
send
we
it
don't-
back and
there.
say that Dean Kurtz didn't do the work, is what I'd like to send back, but however, that being said,
Good point.
he didn't do the work. So, we could put that right in there, it was not Dean Kurtz that did the work, however, we understand, where you're
I
coming
don't know
from.
if it's worth it.
Well, it's not, probably
I
not.
just let it go.
You know, just too many other circumstances where too many entities were involved, and we didn't have enough teeth in the project in the beginning of the project, and this is what we were gonna get left at the end of the project. And
Okay.
so it is what it is.
So can we send a letter to those folks and ask them to maybe spray paint an X where we would like their garbage cans to be set, and then maybe we won't, they
No,
pull it
that's
out
not gonna
further?
work either.
That's not gonna work either, you
No.
can't even try, or have we tried that already? Why, isn't it worth a try?
Yeah, and I think at
Because they
this
pick the
point,
garbage up on a certain side of the street.
Oh, I know that, but if it was pushed out 6 feet or 5 feet further than that sidewalk, then you would have no reason to be driving right
That
there.
is true, but come school time,
yeah,
Yeah.
they're gonna be sitting
Of
out in
course
the
they-
middle of the
yeah.
street
exactly.
and well, then we're gonna
It's a-
have,
Bad situation.
Catch 22,
Yeah.
okay.
So will be part of our repair that we'll have is all that we have, but we'll leave that on there then until we get their reply back
Okay.
and see what their board says about it. Item A, I also talked to Aces about that on Roy's drive-in sewer line. She's reached out to Roy to try to get a hold of him. He has not returned a call to her. I expressed to her what we would like to do is with the sewer department, of course, and water sewer, have it to where we all meet together on the situation with him, and then actually put today's numbers to it so he's aware of it, and then we'd involve Preston also and go from there.
Okay.
Vicki, you had a question?
Yeah, I had Chuck asking Roy for his pumping information. That has not come through. I want to know who's pumping it out. If it's not being pumped, where's it going? Because I've heard several horror stories on where it's going, and if it is, then EPA needs called immediately.
Terry?
Wasn't he supposed to do this, look through the state, like in
Many years ago.
May or something? He had a
Well, there
deadline?
was an agreement between the developer and him both, and the developers were gonna stick that main line in many years ago. And that process did not happen. So with that circumstance being that way, that's what he's held on. We've got an easement, we've got everything for him to come into that line, but the main line is not there. So the alternatives now are where we have to be for the extension of the main line and what we have to do. Yes, ma'am.
Can we legally ask for those pumping records? Legally, I mean, I know we can ask, but if he's doing something illegal or wrong or whatever, he's not gonna give them to you.
Well,
And
it's either that or I'm calling EPA. Plain and simple. Black water on the ground is not acceptable.
no, I agree,
No,
it's
it's
not
not.
acceptable.
So, you know, we can either, Chuck has called him, he won't call him back. So I guess here's the ultimate question. Can I call EPA because he's not providing the information? And I've heard several different people make the comment, well, hell yeah, he's been doing that for years. So if that's the case, I think somebody needs to report it.
Well, I don't think you need board approval to call EPA.
I don't think
Oh,
so.
I don't think I
that's-
do, but I'm just saying. Because if they come through and say, who's aware of it? I'm gonna tell the names I've heard. Because it should have been reported years ago. I'm just finding out about it.
So
It
what we'll
grosses
do
me
is-
out.
Mm-hmm, okay.
What we'll do is, I'll reach out to Aces, see if Aces got a hold of him, see about this meeting, and make it immediate before
Yeah.
we call, and then that we want to know about the pumping history
Exactly.
also at the same time.
Mhm.
If that's appropriate before you call.
And you got about
And then
3
get
days
some
because
answer.
it's really upsetting me.
Okay. All right, so I'll make that call in the morning. Item J is the facility plan for the booster, water meters, and we talked about that, adding that to the rural development application, and that is happening. So we will, they are in the process of putting it together. They're
Nice.
just going through it. USDA does as what Black Hills Council does. People there are the ones putting the plan together. They're the ones putting the applications together, sending the applications back, asking her for the information. She's sending them the information, detail by detail by detail. So it's a structure that we just go step by step. It's a slow process. That's what it is with Black Hills Council, but we'll go through the steps.
Okay.
See where we're at on that part of it. That'll be it then, and we'll leave the removal on there. We'll move to item 9, planning and zoning. The July 26, 2022 minutes. Appreciate Joan being here tonight. Then the next item we have is the permit 2020-16 digging residential permit 820 Marie Street. This is an extension to the completing of the garage only.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion by Kramer,
Second.
second by Hendrickson. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item C is a temporary sign permit for the Hermosa Coffee Shop. We talked about that. We really don't feel there's a need for the permit, but since she put it in, P&Z said we'll just go through and make the
Okay.
motion on it. It's no different than fair time when
Right.
ears and ears and everybody put their
Got their
banners up
signs
for
up.
the weekends and 30-day permits and all that, that it's pretty much allowed, the political side of it, all of that situation, so. But with it being there, they went ahead and acted on it, so Motion to approve.
I'll make that.
Okay.
Hendrickson made it, Kramer seconded it, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Motion to remove B and C.
So moved.
Okay.
Schumacher made the motion, Kramer seconded it, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item 10 is Public Works. You have a report?
I do.
Oh, good.
I think that's who she was talking to when I came in.
Let's see, he wants to know who's addressing streets. There's potholes on Fairgrounds Place. 5th Street, he questions the west side ruts, assumes it's the garbage
We
trucks.
did already.
He wanted to know something about a quote from Logan to help with 5th Street. Do you know anything about that?
We already handled it.
Oh, well, that's what I thought, but he asked, so. Lights and signs, they've got the signs up.
Except for 2 speed limit signs.
Yeah, but he doesn't have those. Do you wanna take the 15 mile an hour off Whitney and raise the speed down there?
Yes.
Or do you want to order new signs?
We got a lot of walkers down there.
Because he has two 20 mile per hour signs in stock and he can change them out, he said. Was it 20 or 25?
I think it's 25. He didn't, I don't know that he said.
I thought he said 20s too.
I would rather see that one be at 20 than the other.
What other one?
The one that he needs 15 for, which is out there, correct?
Yep.
Yeah,
Because there's only one residence that faces Whitney.
much rather. And I know a lot of people do walk on that street, I'm one of them. And a lot of people walk their dogs and don't pick up after them and,
Nice.
but it's rare in my opinion when there's two-way traffic. And it's usually just one vehicle coming one direction and wherever you're walking, you can be on the other side. I've not seen any close calls at all on that road. And that's my opinion. I would rather have the 15 out there
And the 20
and
down
the
here.
20 on Whitney, but
Do we need a motion?
Joan?
So are you telling us that in order to put up residential speed limits out there, you can't buy new signs? You have to utilize the one that we've already put up for 15?
no.
Which I know you're saying it's not needed, but are you an early morning walker? What about the school traffic before and after? I mean, we we took it down from 25 to 15 for a reason.
Yeah, and
And
years
I
ago,
think
we
it's
put it
still
up to
needed
25.
We did.
Yeah, and that was with law enforcement, with Brad and Jim at that time where we had them circumstances where they wanted it brought down and they were hoping to get out here done
And
too.
Delana on the corner was so happy it was brought down because of kids. Those homes on Fifth Street have children who, both corners of Whitney and Fifth, you know.
Connie?
Oh, I was just gonna discuss like the fairgrounds place. It's like, it's really hard to do 15 on that road. And with the Custer County Fair, 20 would be nice on fairgrounds.
Is
Road.
there a sign down there that says 15?
Oh, yeah.
Well, we pulled
Well,
up.
that was never, Ryan wanted it to be 15, so he talked to Chuck about it and Chuck just went over and gave him the sign and he installed it himself, so it was never
Who installed it?
Ryan Simpson.
Oh,
But that's what he wanted it to be, was 15.
I think that
But-
could
Well,
be
see,
changed
we
out.
made a motion back at that time that that's what we did in all the town. Is that 15 is what our residential streets were gonna be. And that's why everything was set from fairgrounds to everything else. This one's state regulated, so we couldn't do anything on it.
so would you rather do the 20 down at the fairgrounds? Switch it back to 20?
Or just order the signs.
I was gonna say, I just order signs for the 15s and leave everything the way it is. And that way we're good to go, because it is a major circumstance, and with law enforcement, writing tickets at 15 is a lot simpler, and the people are doing 35. And the problem we had, when you raise it to 20, they go to 40. You know, at 15, they're going to 30. You know, they always double everything they do.
About the proof.
So that's the problems we had before, and that's why we had the circumstances that we did. So that's why we brought it down, thinking it's gonna bring them down. I'm thinking anybody that gets over 10 miles an hour, the tickets are a little bit more attractive. So they think twice, and once a few tickets were wrote, everybody stayed at the speed limit sign. So,
Alright, I'll make a motion to buy new signs.
well, we've already committed to it, we don't need a motion. We
Alright,
just gotta let him know to get the signs.
okay.
And then that way for law enforcement, and
Well,
she
it
knows
is easy,
too.
it is easier for law enforcement, that is very true.
Okay, so he needs to get 2 posts and 2 signs, correct?
Right, if you don't have the
If you don't
posts.
have any posts.
Okay. Underwater, he says there's lots of water being pumped. He wonders if we should do water restrictions. Let me just read it and then you can go back, okay? You put in the new meter, it's going slowly backwards. They put in a check, the check valve is not holding. They put a check valve in, they had to rebuild a bunch of things. The
Just
pump only
one?
shut off up to 2 hours per day. The last time it was doing it, it shut off for 11 hours. He believes that there is more than one leak. When one of the check valves is open, it sucks air. The check valves and pump line are not holding, could be losing several hundred feet going back down the line, doing some investigating. He believes there's a valve leaking and running back, pumping. The pump is running, it's okay.
Okay.
So, I'll stop there and you can talk about that.
There isn't nothing we can do until Mike gets here.
Mike won't be here till after the rally.
So that's why I say there isn't anything we can do unless he does, like the report says, his visual inspections and everything else that's been brought out, that's been sent out, so.
One of the issues is monitoring the big tower. He wants to know if we should call Midco for diving. Bob volunteered, but you have to go up, measure, and then measure a couple days later again, so there's several times that you would be crawling that, and the liability needs to be checked on.
Who volunteered?
Bob.
Bob King.
Really?
Mhm.
I don't think that's a good idea.
I don't either.
Has-
Go ahead.
Sorry,
Oh, that's fine.
hasn't Wayland done that before?
Yeah, but like I say, the liability is
The
a big
liability
thing.
is huge.
Well, I know
to
that,
have
but if-
somebody that is qualified.
Well, he kind of is qualified. I mean, he's qualified to, or he was licensed to put up windmills, wasn't it? Something like that. I mean, he was all the way up on top of them windmills working.
The only thing it would be is if he'd sign a waiver.
Yeah.
No, then I don't think it'd have to be a waiver. I think we'd have to
But
pay
I
him
don't know
and put
if
him
the
on the
insurance
payroll.
company will even stand to that.
I bet they wouldn't
Oh,
either.
well, maybe
Are you
not.
talking about when Wayland checked it?
Mhm.
Well, he wasn't doing it for the city, he was working for Chuck at the time, I believe.
Right.
So there was no liability there except for Chuck. So,
Unless Chuck wants to hire him to do it,
there you go.
then it's under Chuck's contract.
No.
It does not. School watering the street,
Yeah, I
and
see
he's
that.
wondering if that could be the problem with the storm drain. He would like to have the water tested that's down there. As far as
With
the,
storm drain.
yeah,
With the retention
Pond?
pond?
he said storm drain, but I think he meant retention pond.
Yeah, and see, that's been running consistent still. That isn't.
The lagoon, he says, is wonderful. It went down 6 inches on the day it was 103. Megabowers have cut and baled the field. He wants to know about the contract, because he doesn't think that they signed the contract.
He was supposed to look into that and get back with us.
Contract with what?
About pumping under their land, Megbauers.
Because that was clear back in spring that he was supposed to, Chuck was supposed to get with us on it and
Well, they didn't sign it.
get in contact.
No, they have not.
And that's what he was gonna get back with them, and then we needed to meet with them. So, to me, you, Vicki, need to call him and set up a time where you and Terry or Linda
All
can
three
meet
of
with
us,
them.
so that, you know, there's three of us.
Correct,
And then post it as a quorum.
yep. So that needs to happen,
To meet with Nick
Joe,
Bowers?
Yep.
Or
Yeah,
Chuck?
like about.
yep.
Okay.
And then he wanted you to know that he's gonna be working on Manning Street. He has a demo permit and a digging permit already in his possession. That is it.
And roads, I'm just up to Fairgrounds and Donna Street, he missed that one. And everything else up here except for the bottom of Second needs a little bit, but I've gotten everything else caught up to that point, so it'll be Donna next and then Fairgrounds. And I'm gonna need another load of rock by the time I'm done with Fairgrounds, because it'll take the rest of what I have. For down there, I've been saving it for it.
And do you need a motion for another
Yeah.
order? I'll make that motion.
Motion for a load of rock, second.
Second.
Second from Schumach. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Also on the water leaks, the gentleman out of Hermosa Hills has been gone for, I don't know his name, he's the little guy that sat over there that night and was asking
Oh,
questions.
yes. In the two-story house.
He has been gone for a few days and came back and noticed that his basement has water in it and he thinks he has a leak.
See, there's water pumping from that sump pump all the time over there.
He thinks he has a leak because he says there was water in his
Is that a basement or a crawl space?
They put a basement in that one.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah.
He has said he had something like a French drain, whatever, I don't know about
Well,
that.
see, he has an outside sump is what it looks like, and that thing is pumping all the time.
So yeah, he's under the impression he has some kind of a leak over there.
So Chuck needs to be made aware and go down and look at that then. The street light by Corey Ferguson has still not been fixed.
So Bill Riley came in today and Chuck was in here and they talked. And it looks like it's going through his meter, but Chuck's aware of it and he is gonna go out and see if he can figure out what's going on.
That's the little guy's name.
Bill? Mhm.
Good. Okay.
So, item E, I'm sorry.
Well, when she was discussing, one of the questions that Chuck had mentioned was the possibility of restrictions, water restrictions.
Right.
Do we need to discuss that?
Yeah,
To me,
I
and I
like what
mentioned
he
this
had said, yeah.
before, that we follow the city of Rapid City's restrictions. Even days, they can water on even days, on their addresses, odd days, on their odd days. Hose watering is allowed every day. And the school, ever
Needs to
since they
quit.
set up, is going 3 times a day, every day. I don't
Yeah,
think they
that's-
know how to set the clock. So
I thought they were to be contacted.
that was kind of something I mentioned, if you guys were up there talking to him about abatements in that property, that sprinkler clock needs to be set to every other day.
Well, let's make a motion to make that water restrictions that way, and then that's easy call to make to him too then.
Yep, and then
And
that way,
that's hand watering anytime.
Yeah,
right,
And so that leaves, there's 7 days a week. So no watering on Sundays or no watering on what day?
well, and that's the determination on your even and odd.
yeah.
They usually let you go every other day in the city of Rapid City, except when you got 31 days in a month. Then nobody waters on
Nobody
the
on the
31st day.
31st, okay.
But otherwise, as long as you're following the every other day process,
Okay,
they're pretty good.
I'll make that motion.
Kramer makes the motion, do I have a second? Second by Hendrickson. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Yes, ma'am.
And then we need to have Joan, could you put that on your Hermosa website?
I will.
Thank you.
I'll let Gail email me how you want to phrase it.
Okay.
Item E, can we have a motion to remove that?
I'll make that.
Hendrickson makes it, do I have a second?
Yeah.
second by Kramer. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item F, the CMOM was turned in on time, I'm assuming.
It was.
I don't know if all of you read yours, I did. Made some comments on it that I thought needed to be added to it and taken out of it.
And were they?
Yes. Thank you. So we'll see from the report what comes back on that and line out from there. I'm gonna jump back to law enforcement since we're ahead of the game and we went through and kind of discussed the logs. Do you have any committee report?
I wasn't given anything. I've been on this area already this week though, and I know there's been some other people. There's a fire down south by 2 miles right now.
2
Well-
miles south?
But it's going southwest, or southeast. So just on 79. I don't know how far you guys need to know about stuff or not.
We'd love to know about that anytime there's a fire that near.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you.
that was where I was, otherwise I would have been here a little earlier.
No problem. No, we appreciate your job and what you're doing. But yeah, otherwise it was pretty quiet. We went through the logs and what we had and where we were at in circumstances, so if you don't have any more, then we're good.
I did have a question on the logs. What was it?
Did you find a place?
Yeah,
Oh, good. Oh, where did I see that? The difference in, well, let's say, here's one that says extra patrol. So that means maybe you, not saying directly, but you were here, but you needed extra help? Is that what the call is
no,
for?
it's just an extra patrol. It's like logging it that we did a whole patrol of town.
The whole patrol?
It's just an extra patrol,
Okay,
just so it's logged that they know we were here.
I see, okay. And, I mean, there's keep the peace, civil matters, mental, citizen assist.
That was me.
Is that from last night?
Don't know when it was from, I just, no, it wasn't from last night, it was quite a while ago.
Okay. So like keep the peace is kind of like a civil, it's the
Mhm.
same. Sometimes civil, we can't come and help out with them. So civil is just like handling over the phone. Keep the peace is being here to help assist. So like say you have a protection order or something, you can't be next to that person. But say you gotta get stuff out of your house and that's why.
Okay.
And then the other one's, what one? Citizen assist.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of helping them. So was that the one down at BJ's?
Have no idea.
It doesn't
was-
say.
It doesn't
It
say.
doesn't say where these happened, it just says the date that it happened, and it
What was
was
the
a couple
citizen?
weeks ago. I don't need to know the details, I just kinda wanted to,
So say
general.
someone's out walking on the highway, walking to red shirt or something, it's called in as a citizen assist or stuff
Ah.
like that.
okay, alright.
Or a broke down car.
And so there's one here that says drugs, there's a couple here that say drugs. Does that mean you arrested somebody?
Potentially, yeah.
Potentially, okay.
Depends if it was found drugs, turned in drugs, something drug related.
Just don't have the full, can't have the full details, okay?
Well, you can if you call
I
up and
can
ask.
if I call.
You call up and ask about them, you can get more information.
Okay.
So did you, have they figured out who they're gonna more so station over here yet?
I don't know exactly who's gonna be over here. I'm already moving in, so I'll be here hopefully by Friday. And then we have another person that's supposed to be hired that should be moving here within the next couple months. So there'll be at least 3 deputies in the area.
Nice.
Awesome, thank you.
Anything further you wanna add?
I think so.
Good. Thank you, I appreciate it here. You know, when we're having our neighborhood watch meetings, I think if we get Joan to maybe get to where we can email, that's why I'm kinda asking who's gonna be here. We can email that person and they can attend some of them neighborhood watch meetings too. And we've been going through, it'd probably be good to get a brochure of our disaster emergency management situation set up.
What about the yellow flyer?
Okay.
Grab one on your way out?
Yeah, I'll get up later, this chair kinda.
Yep. And so it's a matter where that involvement is good, so you know if we have severe weather problems, situations, what the contact list is. We had Steve Esser here Monday night, last night, from emergency management from over there. Went through a lot of stuff with him, it worked out well. No cookies this time.
It wasn't my
unfortunately.
turn.
Yes, it was.
It was not, I
Yes, it
did
was.
last time. I did last time. Oh, no.
That's funny.
So, yeah, that involvement would be awesome too, to have that portion of it, so. So
Maybe we
we'll,
can figure it out.
well, thank you on that, and we'll get a progressiveness, and maybe Joan can kind of swap emails and stuff with you a little bit. That way we can kind of have that where you can give heads up, or if you know who's in the area or whatever, we can shift it back and forth. Thank you. Appreciate you being here tonight. All right, with that being said then, we'll move to item 11, Finance Officer.
So not in the packet, but I handed out before the meeting at your seat, the reconciled July's financial. And then also put in the packet, or within this packet, the budget year-to-date revenue and expenses. I know none of you really had a real good chance. I held it off putting it in the packet because I wanted to get July clean, reconciled, so that's unfortunate you haven't been able to look at it, but I did want to bring to your attention that the year-to-date amount we've spent $9,800 more than what we have brought in for revenues. So that's, hopefully we can start pulling in some sales tax and but other than that, I don't know if there's anything else to really bring to your attention. Everything's mid-year, a little bit over mid-year, so. If no questions, I'll just continue on.
Okay.
Okay. Midco, they want to know what they think that we're going to do with the town office, if we're going to go with them, and I told them that they're a couple dollars more expensive than what Mount Rushmore was, and so they're just kind of trying to figure out if we're going to be their client or not. Asked me if I'd bring it to this board meeting, and their same program is $65 compared to $62.95 with Mount Rushmore, so I'm not going to have anything different with them, so I don't know.
And as far as the speed of what your modem's
the
gonna be
same.
and all that, everything will be identical.
Mhm.
So really, we're not gaining anything, and if Mount Rushmore goes to change and has any drastic changes, probably will be.
They may, because of what they're doing in town, but I haven't heard of anything yet.
No.
If their prices are going to go up.
Oh, I'm sure.
You could call them
Yeah.
and find out.
So at this point, I don't see us doing anything. No, our presence.
Okay. All right. Walnut Grove Storage, what that is that Craig Nelson is going to build the storage units down there.
Mhm.
And he asked for the board's consideration to look at it as a garage in the valuation rather than a commercial. The difference is about $1,000 difference. The commercials that comes in for the building fee permit is $1,984, and if you put it in as a garage, it's $1,064. I talked to the engineer about that, and she said that she thinks it should be commercial. Craig said that he would like the board to consider, rather than looking at what the valuation is, and here, and I can give you, if you look, it's about, he said he would rather have the board consider what it's going to actually cost him to build rather than what we have for square foot value. He didn't tell me what it was gonna cost, but we're showing it that the value with our calculations, it's at $291. So his his building fee would be at $1984 at a commercial rate. And just ask the board's consideration if you would consider using it as a garage, which would be $920.06,
So,
rather than $1,984.
That wouldn't be fair to everybody else that's had to do commercial.
Exactly.
I
Precedence.
mean, Jerry there, he had to do commercial.
Well, didn't Hunsaker have to do commercial? when he
Yeah,
put 'em in?
I mean, it's not fair to,
Goes straight across the board. So the consensus stays the same.
yep,
Value it commercial.
has to be.
we don't
I mean,
need a
it's-
motion for that.
Application's already been filed by P and Z
Yep.
and done and
Yeah,
finalized, signed, and
Okay. United Way, or excuse me, Black Hills Electric called, and they're gonna do a United Way, which is servicing the town, and they wanted to pick Hermosa, and I know you guys have probably heard of United Day of Caring and Sharing. So they would like to pick Hermosa, and wondered if Hermosa would have any kind of a project that they could come into town and do, and it's a one-day event, that it's any time in September. It's community-wide. What they've done is they've done painting, they've cleaned out, for instance, they cleaned out the gardens at the Boys and Girls Club in Hill City. They provide, you guys are all probably familiar with the United Day of Caring and Sharing. So they're wondering if we would have any kind of project that they would want, that we would want them to do.
Have them organize the plats downstairs.
please.
Good thought there,
All right,
Vicki.
you know.
Good thought there. Well, let us give us some
Well, you
thought.
have your flower beds out here that have never been really
It'll be a
planted.
disaster.
Something that will come every year, they could do the, what do you call it?
well, it should be fabric and
They don't like
rock
to
is
do
what
that,
they
they could
need.
certainly put bicycles together, we got plenty of those. I think if you just look around town, you'll find plenty of things you could use a little help with.
That
It's
would
just
be a
hard to
great
think of
thing.
it.
The bicycle
The
one.
bicycles?
Say something.
I think the bicycle's great.
Putting the bicycles together and
Mhm.
making it pretty out front,
Well,
Well-
out here is gonna need
not,
fabric and rock and
And they only provide the manpower, they don't provide the product, so.
how many bicycles we got?
How would we have, 10 maybe more?
Oh, that'd be a good idea, putting them together.
so if they're interested in doing that, that would be an awesome.
I would think that would be something that they would very much be interested in.
I think
So
that'd
that'd
be
be
great.
great, coordinate with Joan, and I think that'd be a great suggestion.
No, they have to go to the class.
Anything further?
So we do that once a year. Yeah, Saturday class.
It's time to register for think about registering for the annual conference, SDML annual conference, which is held in Watertown. So if you can get an early bird discount, you register by September 23rd. So
Have
we
that
still
in
have
the book.
a little bit, yeah. We still have some time. But you might want to be thinking about who wants to attend that.
I want to, whether I can or not, I don't know.
The finance officer position has been listed in the Custer Chronicle and in the newsletter, and I thought I had it on Indeed, but I couldn't find it, so I have to double check on that, but it just got in last week's newspaper, it'll be in this week's newspaper, so we'll see what kind of applications you receive.
You just put it in those two?
And again, I thought I had it on Indeed, but I can't find it, so I'm gonna check into that tomorrow. I think that's it for me.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate what we got through. I'd like a motion to remove C and D.
So moved.
Schumacher makes a motion, second by Hendrickson. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. 12, old business. The annexation of Gumbo Lily Fairgrounds Place, McDermott. I talked to Aces about that. We're gonna come back around. We'll need to do a work session on that and discuss that, where we need to be, what we need to do on that, to go back to the commissioners. Town sign is pending. Our next work session was the end of this month.
August 23rd.
I
Yep,
think I wrote that down.
right after P and Z.
Yep. So that'd be a good time with P and Z and go through everything on that aspect of the thing.
On the annexation?
Correct.
Okay.
So that's what we'll discuss at that one.
Well, we already had some things.
Concrete and public works. So we can do the annexation in public works, and the concrete, she provided that ordinance after Joan so graciously found the other, so we have that where I don't think we really need to change from what I read.
I think,
It's pretty
I knew we
detailed.
had it somewhere, but well, we couldn't find it because it is a resolution instead of an ordinance.
Yeah.
And my suggestion would be we take that whole resolution and turn it into an ordinance so it is filed with the rest and online.
Yep. Yep, I agree. So that was a good one. So that's what we'll have on that aspect of it. And like I say, town sign is pending. I tried to get tailed up today where we went over these next two items in C and D. So they'll be pending, we'll handle the next meeting. E, that is also pending until we get Mike here and then further discuss that. 13 is the water user rate issues, Prairie Winds.
I would like to have that tabled until the next meeting. I have a little more research to do on that.
Okay, so we're pending on that and bring it up the next meeting then. 14, items from citizens. Yes, ma'am.
I was just kind of curious when we were talking about abatements, is there like an ordinance that goes over what people need to do? And I've tried finding it on the website, does anybody have that ordinance number handy?
Yeah.
So I can get it from you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I just was curious what it all entails, what they're looking at.
Yeah, you have quite a few issues at your place. Just thought I'd help you
Probably
out.
too many people stopping to look.
Yeah,
Well, somebody
exactly.
literally was almost to the stop sign and they realized my horse tank that's spilling out, and they literally threw their car in reverse, almost through the intersection to stop and look at it.
Well,
Yes, it's
I
dangerous.
drove through the stop sign as I was gawking.
Likely excuse.
I'm driving through that. I'm going through there and I'm looking, and next thing I know, oh, anybody around? Right
Things are
through
looking
the
pretty
stop
rough.
sign.
We'll give you an address of where she lives.
I admit it, I did a bad thing.
Further. Yes, sir.
I have in my hand the fourth letter from the South Dakota Department of Agriculture and Natural Resources in
We're
reference
aware of
to
that.
into the water and sewer extension 22048 dated 26 July 2022. It states very clearly the sewer design is in violation of the South Dakota Codified Law and will not be approved as installed. This is supported by the Secretary of the South Dakota Department of Agriculture and Natural Resources after his visit. Bottom line, the sewer as installed cannot be placed in service. I've talked with every board member, and Dan told every one of them the project was approved and ready to go. They heard it from other board members, and it also was in recordings of the meetings. This was not the truth. The project was never approved by South Dakota DANR. Dan and Lily Berg knowingly violated South Dakota codified
Excuse me,
laws.
that's where the personalities step in, so we're gonna
I'm
end
not
this
talking
conversation.
I'm not talking
Yes, you are,
personality.
sir. You personally name names, and that's
Okay.
what we are completely away from, and so
Okay.
we're gonna end this conversation now.
No, you're not. I'm gonna
Yes, I am,
continue.
sir. So we're gonna move
Dan
forward
put
with
the-
the motion.
Dan
needs to
put,
finish.
We're
Dan,
done.
He's not allowed to
Dan
finish.
put the town in harm's way for a
Excuse
lawsuit
me,
from the Preston
personalities,
family
sir.
for 271 they put into the project
Mr.
expecting
Stiles.
water and sewer lines.
We
For the
said that
town
we were
office.
done
Did you-
with the personality
did you-
portion of it
did you
and the
make a
personal
motion?
side of it. So please,
This is things that have happened.
these are things that
Okay, I
we
won't
said
mention your name again.
personalities
Okay.
are involved. And
Okay.
there's one side to this story, that's your side versus where the other side is. And that's what part of our executive session is, sir, so please.
I would
refrain
really
from
be
that,
careful
or
going into executive session on this letter from the state.
this isn't what I referenced. So please, if you're going to continue this, which your time is about up anyway.
Okay, I request every board member to join me during their trustee input to request the board president to resign and have the city
We're done
engineer
with this
removed as the
conversation,
engineer.
sir.
I am very
Thank you.
disappointed in the board awarding
Mr.
more money to
Stiles.
this engineer. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We're done. We'll come back to trustee input after we're done with executive session. I'd like a motion to go into executive session at 6:40, please.
The public has the right to know what the
Excuse me.
executive session is on.
We're making a motion here.
make
Kramer
that
makes that motion, do I have a second? I'll second the executive session. All in favor, say aye.
Do we have discussion?
Aye,
Can we have
opposed, same sign.
Nay.
May.
Okay,
And I have discussion,
sure.
okay? So I need to know if it's legal or personnel.
Personnel.
It's personnel.
Correct.
Is it pertaining to?
And
the-
legal. There's portions of legal also that are involved in it.
But if it pertains to a contractor,
No, sir.
that's not
No, it does
authorized.
not.
No, sir.
It's
This
a
is
contract employee. It cannot be an executive session.
contracted employee can be an executive session.
In the municipal book that we just got, it states
It states
But it's
contractors are not
Contractors
included
are
in the
not
terms of officers or.
Excuse me, Mr. Stiles, you're out of order.
there are
Thank you.
specific circumstances where a meeting can be closed to the public in the media executive session. Such circumstances include South Dakota Codified Law 1-25-2. Then it says, contractors are not included in the term officer or employee.
Correct.
So it can't be discussed in
So
there.
it's a difference in the department and how it's addressed to the town. It's not about the contract, it's about the ability for the town being involved in this liability. That's what we're discussing.
Can't go for it. Won't go for it.
Call Hagan.
Pardon?
Call Hagan.
Well, you know what he's gonna say.
I've already discussed this item before with it. On the items of the subject. So I guess we won't have an executive session then,
Guess not.
and we'll just deal with it from there. The items that we'll talk about then will be trustee input. Hendrickson?
I would go with what Mr. Stiles requested. I also would like to say that I'm highly disappointed in our engineer. I'm disappointed that you told us everything was good, and it wasn't. There are some very large issues here. And I'd also like to know why some of these things pertaining to the lagoon and that type of thing, since Terry and I are on that, why that information was withheld.
What information?
We were not,
What
the
information?
letters that have come.
I don't know.
They were sitting here. Maybe you haven't received them. There are some huge issues here, and being on that department, kind of felt like stepping back into time, and I wasn't included again, but I don't know that it's fair and just for you to decide as the president what goes to what department and what you're gonna keep secret. I don't think that's right.
Thank you. Schumacher.
Interesting meeting.
Kramer.
I have nothing, I don't know what anybody's talking about, so I'm kind of in the dark here, so.
Well,
I
there's some
guess that's-
issues that were brought forward that are legal issues that need to be discussed, that the town is involved in. And I'll give you them packets and we'll deal with the liability side of it, since we aren't going into it, since it's a legal thing and everybody can deal with it from there, so.
So meaning I can look at it and we won't discuss it until we have an attorney, is that what?
What, I don't know what it is, Linda, I can't tell you, I don't know.
Well, that's what
have no
I'm just
idea.
asking, so I'm gonna be able to read about it, but we're not discussing it until we have an attorney, if it's legal.
Right. That's
Should
my
have been given
opinion.
to you to read so that you could have an opinion prior to this.
And this needs
Well,
to
if it's
stay here.
legal, I don't agree with you on
I don't agree
that.
that it's legal. It
It's,
might be legal, but it pertains to contract employees.
But this involves the town, not the contracted employee. It's what we're being charged with and what we're going to be paying. But it's a circumstance from there, that's why it was needed to be executive session.
So do we need to make this pending until the next meeting?
I think so,
Can this happen? Can this wait?
I think so.
Well,
That's
you
up to
have to
you,
have time to read and
and
digest.
opinions of
If
where
we
they're
have
at.
to have a special meeting, I don't think it's fair that you haven't seen it. I think it should not
I
ever
can't,
have been
I
held.
don't think I should be expected to read this
That's
much
what I'm saying.
paperwork in
No,
X amount of.
That's what I'm saying. It should not have been held. It should have been provided to you.
and it was going to be an executive session.
Yeah, but how is she supposed to read it in executive session and make an
That's where we were
educated
gonna have
judgment?
our discussion about the topic and then come back and discuss it later on what our decision was after everybody
see.
had a chance.
I still don't think it's right.
Well, then I would make a motion that we table it
Table this.
until we've read it, and I guess at the time I read it, I will call the town office and the town president and give my opinion whether we need I think we need a meeting, and you can do the same,
I
and,
agree with you.
Yeah.
will that work for everybody?
Well, and there was also another topic of Richardson Law Firm that needed to be discussed also with an extension, but that'll have to wait too. And we'll leave that, and there was another
Can that
discussion
wait?
about some other water. It'll gonna have to now. So we've already went beyond it and we'll move forward, so. Items that as far as the rest of the discrepancies go, I'm sorry that the feelings are what they are. I feel we've acted in good faith and what we've said. Items have been misconstrued, but that's the opinions of a few. I do feel that these legal issues need to be discussed in an executive session. We can call Mr. Hague if we need to,
Yes, please.
but there's other items that need to be involved too, as far as the water and the abilities, and I know I brought that up to you, and as far as situations at fairgrounds and what needs to happen with the handle and situations that need to be discussed too on personnel issues, and it goes a lot farther and a lot deeper than that, so.
Well, I guess, like I said, I'll read this and I'll call you and get any other information that you think needs to be known, you can
Let's
call.
meet here tomorrow. What are you doing?
Um, If it's in the afternoon?
Yeah.
I'm busy in the
Okay.
afternoon. Thursday.
Thursday afternoon?
Thursday afternoon. What
Very
time? Right at
I
2?
have all day off on Thursday,
Oh,
so
okay.
pick an hour.
I don't know where I'll be at though on that one, because we're out on Pete Lane on the railroad, so.
Well-
Box Elder.
We can go through it and look at it and discuss it.
We'll discuss it and then we'll call you and
Yeah.
whatever we think that work.
What time? I'm open.
Here, let's discuss it tomorrow. I'll call you and see. I think I don't have my calendar in front of me. I think I'm free all day, but I don't know.
So motion to adjourn at 6:49.
Okay.
I had something to say.
Oh.
In Robert's rules, one of the things that struck me,
Well, we're done with trustee input, but
I raised my hand.
we're done with input. So go ahead.
Oh, no, thank you. Wouldn't want to.
That or we can discuss it in our executive session. Motion to adjourn at 6:49, please.
So moved.
Schumach makes it. Do I have a second?
Okay.
Second by Kramer. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Hold the buckets.
Good
I'll be
one.
here before 7 o'clock. It's amazing.
Oh, you're gonna go look at that stuff too.
Vicki, Jerry, the packages that they handed to you has to do with
What
the notice of
stuff?
violation from the state.
Abatement.
That's public knowledge.
Uh-huh.
And I will post that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Community center.
This is public knowledge.
Yeah, that was another thing I was gonna discuss, but it seems that everybody else seems to think it's a humorous thing. They're worried about finances, they're worried about everything else that's going on and how it's been created.
All of this is public knowledge? So this is already out there?
Yeah,
No,
Yeah,
no,
not all of it.
it
Some
is
of
not. The only thing that's out there is what he had from DNR's, this
What is
letter.
that?
This first letter,
This?
yes. This other stuff is not out there. None of it.
Okay.
meeting's over, sir.
Understand it, there's still a quorum. This cannot be a quorum, you cannot sit here and
We
discuss.
you.
sit here and say nothing, Jerry. We were saying nothing other than what she had said. That's it. Please, give us a little bit of a break.
I'm not your enemy. Somebody else is. And like I said, if that's all about the notice of violation, it's public knowledge. Public
I
information.
just asked, that's what I just asked Gail, what was public? And she said, she told me what was public, so that's how we, what I was talking about. Everybody else is looking at their letter.
When it's dismissed, it's dismissed. Terry. And really let down that you voted to have Leah do that one project.
The project's up. She hasn't been removed.
Yeah, but it still is. You voted to give her the work. All you would have had to do is say no, like Mickey did. And it would have been a stalemate and you wouldn't have obligated the work.
Well, that's true, Jerry. I am wrong.
And the fact that she's violated stuff, she is violated. So there's no two in there, so it's not a quorum.
Are you
Yes,
home?
ma'am?
Are you home?
No, I'm just getting ready to come home.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay, I'll be there shortly.
All right, bye.
Do you wanna go eat?
It's up to you.
Yeah, I'll be there. I said there, he's working with him here.
From whom?
Roger and Rick.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Alright.
Probably like the words of wisdom I just heard. None, none. All right, I'll meet you out there.
Yeah.
All right, bye. Really? How can it be in there?
The stuff that, the other thing that we talked about is the deal that comes down.
And that's what she did, she had a printed out. No, she got a copy of hers beforehand. And that's why Terry was clearly decided on it, because they were going that direction.
Good, glad to hear that. Now, do you want to discuss these here, or do you want to go drive about? Because
No.
do I have the addresses? Let's see.
Well, you need the addresses.
I know. I don't know that I need the addresses. I think I can probably look at it and decide. Do I have permission to go into Gail's or Jill's desk and see if I can find the one with the addresses?
I have it.
You have.
Yep.
Oh, I'm glad I mentioned it.
Names and addresses.
Okay. Would you like to drive so I can tell you where to go?
Yeah, I got
Again, I'm really sorry I said that
I
in
got
the
my
meeting.
Ranger.
Dan, I am so sorry I said that.
Oh,
I'm so sorry. That was just because it's on record. Otherwise, it wouldn't matter that I said